Okay, so here we have one more equation, children, where it's difficult to find out the products. So you will have to remember the products in this case because it's not easy to predict the products. So this is one, that is sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. When they combine with one another, they give rise to sulfur and water. So let's write down the equation, sulfur dioxide. Now you remember this formula. Don't make the formula. Sulfur, that is S, and dioxide. Di means two. So dioxide, oxide is oxygen. So sulfur dioxide formula will be SO2. Then hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen and sulfide. Sulfide radical is S2 minus. And hydrogen is H1 plus. So when you cross, you get the formula H2S. And product is sulfur. Molecular formula of sulfur is S. And water, that is H2O. So sulfur, you are getting it in the solid state. And water is going to be liquid. And our two reactants, both are gases. So when sulfur dioxide gas and hydrogen sulfide gas are mixed, you get sulfur and water. So now that we have written the equation, let's balance the equation. Let's count the number of atoms on each side. Sulfur here is 2, 1 and 1 here. Total is 2. Oxygen 2. Hydrogen 2. Product side, sulfur here we have 1. Hydrogen we have 2 and oxygen we have 1. So what are we to balance? We have to balance sulfur because here it is not balanced. Oxygen we need to balance, that is also not balanced. Hydrogen is balanced. We can see same number here. So it's better that we start by balancing oxygen. Let's balance oxygen first. So on this side we have 2 oxygen, here we have only 1. So the best way to balance this is by writing a coefficient 2. That is, we will write 2 in front of water. Now this 2 is common for hydrogen and oxygen both. So while balancing oxygen, hydrogen now becomes imbalanced because now here we have 4 hydrogen, whereas on this side we have only 2 hydrogen. So how can we make 4 here? By writing a coefficient 2 here. So if we write a 2 here, 2 2s are 4. So now hydrogen is balanced. Here also 4 hydrogen we have. Here also 4 hydrogen we have. Oxygen 2 and here also oxygen is 2. But by writing 2 here, sulfur has become 2 and plus 1 which we already had here. So total sulfur on reactant side is 3. Are you getting it? This is 2 sulfur plus 1, that is 3. So how can we make 3 on this side? Just by writing a 3 in front of sulfur. So this balances our equation. Let's go to the next slide. Coming to one more equation, that is silver plus hydrochloric acid, and this gives us silver chloride and hydrogen. Now let us make an equation out of it. Silver, molecular formula of silver is Ag. So we write down Ag, it's a metal, so we write down solid. Hydrochloric acid, aqueous, that is HCl we are taking. Hydrochloric acid, again you remember the formula HCl. We will never say it is hydrogen chloride. We always say hydrochloric acid. Product is silver chloride, AgCl. We know the valency of silver and chlorine both. We have done this. So silver is 1 plus, chloride ion is 1 minus. So you get silver chloride, that is AgCl. And hydrogen gas, molecular formula you will write down. So symbol is H, but molecular formula of hydrogen is H2. It's a diatomic molecule and it's a gas, so we have indicated it with the upward arrow. You can even write down G in small bracket, but an upward arrow will also do. Silver chloride, here we will write it as a precipitate. It's a white precipitate, so it is solid. Now let's come to the balancing part. Counting the number of atoms on both the sides. Silver is 1 atom, hydrogen 1, chlorine 1. This side Ag1, silver, that is silver 1, and chlorine 1, and hydrogen is 2 atoms. So let's start by balancing hydrogen. So here we have hydrogen. We will write a coefficient 2 here. By writing a coefficient 2, hydrogen is balanced. But then chlorine, also this 2 is applicable to this chlorine. So chlorine becomes 2. So we need to balance chlorine on this side now. And to balance it, we write a 2 in front of AgCl. You cannot write a 2 here. Otherwise, it will change the molecular formula. So you will write a coefficient 2 in front. By this, what has happened? This 2 is applicable to silver also. So silver also becomes 2. So how can you balance silver? By writing a 2 here. So this is how we can easily balance the equation. Here also we can predict the products. Here we have silver, that is one positive radical. This is positive. This is HCl. This is H is positive and chloride ion is negative. So as we said in the previous slide, that positive combines with negative. So silver will have an affinity for chlorine. So the product will be AgCl. Because one is positive, one is negative. So combination will give you AgCl formula, silver chloride. What are you left with? Only hydrogen. So you will have the next product to be hydrogen. Molecular formula of hydrogen is H2. So this is how we can easily find out the products. Let's go to the next slide. Another interesting reaction between nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas, and it gives rise to ammonia. Okay, so let's write it down. Nitrogen, only nitrogen is there, so we have to write down the molecular formula N2, again a diatomic molecule. Hydrogen gas, diatomic H2, both are gases, so we'll write down G. Product is ammonia. Ammonia formula you have to remember, NH3. So this is the formula of ammonia, NH3. Coming to balancing, nitrogen 2 and hydrogen 2 each. On this side we have 1 nitrogen and hydrogen is 3. So first step in balancing is nitrogen. Nitrogen we will balance first. On top I have written down the steps, that which molecule you will balance first. In the previous slide I have not mentioned this, but those numbers which are written on the top indicate that you have to start balancing from that particular molecule. So like here we are starting from balancing nitrogen. This is our first step. So that is 1. How many nitrogen here? 2. And here we have 1. And so we write a coefficient 2. So by writing a coefficient 2, nitrogen is balanced. But then hydrogen becomes 6. 2 3s are 6. So we need to make hydrogen 6 here. How can we make hydrogen 6? So this is already H2. So 3 if we write, it becomes 3 2s are 6. So we'll write down the second step in balancing will be hydrogen, and we will write down the coefficient 3, and that 3 2s are is 6. Now you have same number of atoms on both the sides. Nitrogen is 2 here, 2 here also, and 6 hydrogen, here also 6 hydrogen. So this is about the balancing of this equation. Let's go to the next equation now. Reaction 11, calcium chloride and sulfuric acid, and products are calcium sulfate and hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid. Let's write down the molecular formulas. Calcium and chloride, these are the two ions. Calcium 2 plus, chloride 1 minus. So formula becomes CaCl2. So calcium will get chlorine's valency, that is 1, and chlorine will get calcium's valency, that is 2. Sulfuric acid H2SO4. Calcium sulfate is a new product. So calcium sulfate, that is calcium 2 plus, sulfate ion is 2 negative. So crossing the valencies, you get Ca gets 2, sulfate ion also gets 2. Both are reduced to the lowest term, getting calcium sulfate CaSO4 and hydrochloric acid. Here also we can easily predict the products, because here we have calcium positive, chlorine is negative, hydrogen is positive, and sulfate ion is negative. So calcium of the first reactant will combine with the negative of the second, and that is calcium and sulfate will combine to give calcium sulfate, and negative of the first will combine with the positive of the second. So hydrogen is positive. So chlorine and hydrogen both combine to give you hydrochloric acid. So this is how we can easily write down the reaction, and we can easily balance this also. It doesn't have much to explain in balancing because calcium is 1 here, here also 1. Chlorine is 2. How can we make chlorine 2 on this side? We have to write a coefficient 2 here. So that becomes chlorine becomes 2. And in writing this, hydrogen also gets balanced because hydrogen here was 2. But here originally only 1 hydrogen. But we have already written a coefficient 2. So this hydrogen becomes 2. So remaining is same. Sulfur here we have 1. Here also sulfur is 1. Oxygen is 4. Here also it's 4. So with this we can easily balance the equation. I hope you are following it. Write down the equations, make the molecular formulas so that you can remember them. Let's go to the last slide for today, and let's see what does it have. So finally we are at the last slide. This is the last slide for today. In this I have just shown you how we can predict the products. For the previous slide, same reaction is given. Only the thing is how we can easily remember the products. So for this again I have made a box here. So you get one product, calcium and sulfate, that is calcium sulfate. Now this you can write down directly because calcium is 2 plus and sulfate is 2 minus. So both get cancelled and you can get the formula calcium sulfate. The second product is hydrochloric acid, but you cannot copy down this as it is. It's just telling you that the product is going to have hydrogen and chlorine, that is hydrochloric acid. But your formula cannot be H2Cl2. It has to be the molecular formula. But we have got 2 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of chlorine. So when you write down, you can write down 2HCl. So those who find it easy, they can follow this. But then you have to keep in mind that you cannot copy down as it is, because it's just a method to make you remember the products. But when you are making the molecular formulas, you have to take into account the valencies. And the valency of hydrogen is 1 plus and chlorine is 1 minus. So accordingly, your formula will be HCl. But because you have got 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine, so you can easily write down 2HCl. So we stop here, and in the next class we will be starting with the various types of reactions. Your homework will be to just practice these 11 equations. You have to write down them again and again, and you have to balance them. The more you write them, the more you balance them, the more confident you will become about their balancing, because balancing is you will be able to do it only if you are going to practice it, and that will only help you to gain confidence. So practice them as many number of times as you can, and in the next class I will be even demonstrating some interesting chemical reactions and sharing some videos with you. So till then, read the lesson and practice the equations. Thank you.